The fucking dream team. Okay, so guys, I want to introduce you to the brand new podcast. This is our very first episode. This is the SNP podcast. What that stands for, you'll never know.
It's up to you.
And so let's introduce ourselves. I'm Kevin, your host. Kev Wild is my Twitch, and we have David here, who's also Twitch.
Yep, rock and roll of 524. Check me out.
And then we have Carlos, our news analyst. Syntrax or Cold Fusion. And then we have Jose, my best friend. I love him.
He's my best friend.
Yeah. And what's your handle?
AKA Kev Wild, AKA Syntrax, AKA Rock and Roller.
Shut up. That's not
all
yours.
those names put together.
Can't
No,
do that.
not at all.
I
No.
don't even have an account on anything. I can't remember a password to a single goddamn thing. Ask Kevin.
Yeah, you can't remember anything. We struggled so hard just to, get his password. But Big Baby Juice Maker is actually his name. You can find him. Okay, so
peanut.
Does he make
so
juice or
today
does he
our
make
subjects
babies?
are going to be on. Right now is a great time to be buying video cards. Talking about gaming news. We're going to be talking about movies, movies and UFC, and we're talking about Facebook Coin, which is a new coin. Yeah, that I have no idea about, so I'll be interested in that one. And then we have the wild card here. My best friend, I love him. Okay.
He's my.
So-
I don't know why.
I've never felt so
Yeah.
loved before.
Okay.
He's
so-
my best friend. Can we just state that also? I don't know why you're saying.
This
fake
is this is my best friend podcast, and
This podcast is just me talking about how much I love him. But for real, back on track. We're talking about if any of you guys PC game or whatnot. I'm gonna be religiously telling all of you to be PC gamers, but you guys can play on whatever you want. Right now is a great time to be buying graphics cards because everything's getting super cheap, and we'll see what things roll off. But right now it's 2060 or 2060 seems to be the best value for the mid-range, around $350. But if you don't care about the RTX shadows and real-time reflections, you can get an RX 580 for like $165 I saw on Amazon.
I only have one question. How does that affect the graphics of like porn if you're watching it? Does it make it like better or is it like more 3D?
Well, if you have a high refresh rate monitor, you get no flickering. I'll just tell you that right now.
Shit.
I'd like to bring this over to the fact that $350 could buy you a nice Escort too. So, I mean, really, what are you investing your time in? I feel like it should be a lady and or a graphics card. So these are very good options to put up there.
Also, another news. I'll tell you guys this right now. Hasn't always been unpopular opinion, but I've never liked Fortnite. But it was the most popular game ever. And then there's this game, Apex Legends, that came out, which was based in the Titanfall universe. That I love Titanfall. I had a great time. I wish it was a lot more popular than it was, but Apex Legends it's just bring new life into the whole battle royale genre. What do you guys think about it?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then also the whole thing where they announced it like one day and then the next day they freaking released it without like any anticipation or anything like that. That was pretty badass.
Yeah, and that's because Respawn Entertainment or the studio behind it, they did not want EA's tarnished name to be all over it. Because they've been for 2 years voted the worst company.
And not just gaming company, it's
Everything.
Outside.
Con todo.
Outside of just gaming, just as a general companies, they were one of the worst.
What did you not like about Fortnite?
I'm not into battle royale game modes because they don't feel like you progress so much in the game. Because you just as soon as you land, you can just get killed and boom, that's it.
But don't you feel like you just get better at the game? That's your progression.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
No, because you could either win the game by just hiding, or as soon as you land, someone just can kill you just because they got lucky and they found a gun first.
Yeah, and that's why you can always hop into.
But do you like Apex Legends then, or?
He doesn't. He feels indifferent about it. He told me about this before.
Still the same, dude, honestly.
He told me about this,
It's
and then
like-
I flipped out at him at Burger King. I like
Burger King.
I did not want him to ruin my Big Mac the way he was. Because I brought a Big Mac all the way to Burger King, and I was like, "Dude, you're gonna ruin this to me." It's like, dude, I went through that drive-through only to bring this sandwich in here to fuck this place up, and you're gonna ruin it with your
I
shitty
go to
opinion.
church every Sunday. I have 12 candles of Jesus, and you bring out the demons in me?
It'd be collect them all. That's how you get into heaven.
All right. So in other news, Dave, what were you gonna explain to us? Like you mentioned something about like UFC.
I did, but also I'm going to go into movies. Have you guys, well, of course you have. Did you guys like Aladdin?
The trailer for Aladdin.
No. I'm talking about the original, the OG.
Yes, I love the original. Yeah.
Good. Now, did you guys see the fucking trailer for the newest Aladdin?
Okay, so I did not see the trailer because I'm like when it comes like to movies and whatnot, Jose is always just the one who shows me the trailers and whatnot.
So you
what I
have
did see is all the memes on it, and I just see it. It looks like you just had a really buff dude use as Genie's body, and they put Will Smith's head
It's
on it.
fucking terrible.
Yeah. It's just a terrible CGI job.
Really?
It's so fucking bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really just badly done.
Yes.
As computers go, as CGI goes, I would say, like, does it do justice to like what the other like Disney like live action has been? Because we have a Jungle Book. Like,
I was gonna say, yeah.
that's a great movie, right?
So we've been like in an era of like remakes,
yeah,
where they fucking remake everything and
and
make
they
it live
nail
action.
it. And
Right,
nail it.
exactly. Like, I mean, even Beauty and the Beast was like, I haven't seen it, but from the
It's
trailers,
good.
it looked pretty good.
It's all right. I cried.
You got the fucking Lion King. They did
cried
that
again.
shit. They knocked that shit. Like, have you seen the newest trailer?
I'll guarantee. Yes.
It looks amazing.
Amazing.
And then I'm like, all right, shit.
Yeah.
And then they did the first Aladdin trailers, like the teaser.
Yeah.
Looks amazing. They
Did
haven't
not
showed the
cry.
genie yet.
No crying.
I almost cried. And then they did the second teaser to it, right? So I'm like, all right, everybody's amped up and shit. They started off, and it's like immediately Jafar sounds like super feminine. It's like this. He's like beautiful. The actor is like this beautiful guy, which is like Jafar is like this
This
old.
makes me feel inadequate. Yeah.
Look like yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Carlos is coming on to David
right.
live
We'll talk
stream.
about it.
Está bien, güey.
But no, but okay, like Jafar was like supposed to be like this like super evil, like scheming,
Sinister,
Yeah,
sinister
exactly,
looking
sinister.
guy.
And then they have this guy, and he's like this beautiful model, and he's like Aladdin, get the, meh, you know, and it just looks so like like already I'm like, what the fuck?
It's a really weirdly forced take on something that we were nostalgically we were not going to be into that. I don't think anyone really thought. I think they were just going to push like a different path for him.
You're right. I'd like a
Right?
new view,
But
and
it's
everything.
like it's to kids. I mean, what is it like? That movie came out in what 1990?
yeah, something like that, 3 or 4. Or something.
No, 98 because if Lion King came out in 1996, 97,
okay.
right? That came after that. So I really feel like they really aren't going to appeal to like a 90 kids, and maybe we shouldn't think about it that way because 2000s kids, 2000 and above, those are the kids that are really trying to kind of get. I think, you know?
So, just that. Okay, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to ask.
You wanna
do
explain?
You think that by making Jafar like that, do you think that they're kind of making everything nicer? Like they're kind of like not interested because yes, Aladdin it is a kids movie, a movie for kids. But do you think that they're making it just not as, as mean, like not so that
Not as aggro.
Yeah.
they're trying to not show as much anger, as much make the characters not as mean to prevent bullying because
I suppose that's. I mean, most likely that's what they're doing. But it's like at the same time, if you're gonna do a remake, you're gonna have to stay true to the source at one point or another. And it's like Jafar is like, come on, dude, he's a bad guy. You don't want to make a bad guy look all. I don't know. It doesn't fit. I don't like.
Are they
it.
sticking to the original story, or are they going with a?
They better be doing the goddamn. Well, I mean, at this point, they already kind of like fucked everything up. But going into the main thing, so then I'm like, that already is like a red flag. We go on. Jasmine looks awesome. Aladdin, I can't complain.
You know, there's another opinion here.
Oh, really? You didn't like her?
Jose said she
No.
looked fat.
How, sir?
Dude.
She
She
you know, if
looks
she was a chick that
voluptuous.
talked to you, you know you would like
And that's
her.
a great thing.
Yes.
Voluptuous. But you said she looked fat.
Fat. Okay, so the word fat just means fatter.
PH fat?
Listen, if someone is fatter than what you look at the original animation, right? Look at the original animation, right? And then look at her. So it's like
Well,
she's
she's
on
an
her plump.
animation.
Dude, what the
Dude.
fuck? Yeah, you want her to be like,
Everyone
Are you
pictures
gonna
that shit with her.
compare
You're
it to
gonna
Barbie?
Barbie. How is this turning into? Why is everyone attacking me right now?
I think Jasmine looked awesome. She's like really pretty. She's that chick from Power Rangers movies. That
Which
one.
one of all?
There's no Power
The
Rangers.
pink one.
Really?
Which one of
Wait,
all?
they use her?
The newest movie that came out. They used that chick. I don't know, bro. Yeah, damn, goddamn. So, anyways,
There was complete silence before
I
you
know
like,
everybody
looked
just
at
like.
everyone.
I guess nobody saw. I didn't see it, so I don't know. But
I gotta get out more.
yeah, I haven't
I
seen
need
it.
to just
so.
go to movies every week with you, and then we're
Yeah,
fine.
we should.
All right, so going into the main thing, the main upset of the whole thing, you finally go to the fucking reveal of Genie. Everybody's fucking waiting for this, and then it's like Will Smith, and I don't know what I was expecting, but once I heard Will Smith, like, oh, you know, it's just like, oh, okay, he's not doing the character, he's not being Genie, he's
being
just
Will
being
Smith.
Will Smith in blue
Funniest
CGI.
thing is before this thing even started, we were watching was it Deadshot in Suicide
right.
Squad, right?
Yeah.
And Carlos pointed out something perfectly.
He's
what
the
did you
same
say?
exact person, or
You
what?
just said that
Oh,
it's
yeah,
Will
because-
Smith playing.
Yeah, because I was saying that it was not Will Smith was not playing Deadshot. I said that it was Will Smith acting as Deadshot.
Exactly.
Yeah, you could just tell that he was just acting, and I don't know. That's
Which, in any other movie, any other part that he's done is awesome because Will Smith is awesome. Men in Black, he was perfect for that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Things like that. I Am Legend, awesome.
Do you think he might be getting old?
No, I don't think that. I just think this
I
is
don't
the
think
wrong
this is-
part for
don't
this
think-
actor. I don't know why. I was just thinking about it. I was like, why did they go with Will Smith?
Maybe he's trying too hard to actually portray, to actually copy what.
Robin Williams
Yeah.
did?
I don't think so because he's not even trying. Like you can't
Yeah,
even see
it
that he's
doesn't
trying. He's
seem like-
being Will Smith, which is like okay.
I didn't even
I don't blame him, but
then
it's
again-
like why did
then
they go
again,
with Will
this is a
Smith?
trailer, so I mean, there has to be a film's
And
worth
I'm
of-
hoping that there's like a big turnout. But then I was thinking about it, and it's like, why Will Smith? And then I'm like, what was the great thing about Robin Williams? Like, aside from being
Like,
Robin
that he
Williams,
was going
Robin
insane.
Williams
Yeah.
was a comedian, two a great
That was the first one.
improviser.
right? And the first one is that was it. He was a comedian, and he was really good at fucking improvising. So why not get a freaking good ass comedian? Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy would have been fucking amazing for that. If not,
But
even Kevin Hart would have been
should've
good.
I feel like
Charlie
Eddie Murphy's
Murphy
been out
for
of
it,
the game
like-
for a
Am
little
I the
bit.
only
Like,
one
I
who
think
wants
he's...
that?
Fuck people that think that shit.
Wait, is
Eddie
he
Murphy's
doing-
the shit, dude. We're talking
No,
about
I know. I know he's the shit, but I'm just saying, like...
I understand.
He hasn't-
he's had some pretty bad roles in the past and all that shit. But it's like, dude, Eddie Murphy was one of the great. He did one of the
I'll
greatest
totally-
stand-up specials.
Oh
of all
yeah, I
time.
love that stand-up special. Which some of you guys might be a little too young for this, but that shit is super raunchy.
Yeah, look into that shit. That
Yeah.
shit's awesome.
That's like, when's that? The 80s? Like
Yeah,
late
right,
80s.
when he had the fucking jumpsuit and all that.
Yeah.
But he did Shrek. He did Donkey, one of like the greatest
Oh, yeah.
characters
Oh, yeah,
of all
yeah.
time.
No,
It's true.
that would have been something good.
Yeah,
He
no,
would've
I
been
actually I
amazing.
think I would agree with you. But the thing is,
What if it was
would
Shaq?
he be wanting?
What if it was Cat Williams?
Cat
Cat Williams.
He's
Shaq
like,
was already a
motherfucker, you
genius.
got three fucking wishes. You better go, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know, I was like,
Yeah,
no,
but
but
it's a children's movie.
exactly. That was
like,
perfect.
That's I don't know. Like there's movies that you can playfully put out there. Like I can say like Lego Movie. Like to me was like a movie that like has a lot of jokes for children, but like the jokes go
adult themes.
farther.
Innuendos.
Yeah, and the jokes go farther, and people in our age group would be able to like really appreciate them. But like,
I like the Lego movie. That was gonna be one of my reviews.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that one. It was really good.
well,
The
we should
second
see it next week. Do Lego Movie too.
Oh, hell yeah.
I already saw it.
Let's go.
Okay.
This podcast is over now.
one. It's fine. Peace. All right, that was my one bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you said you were also going to talk about.
Oh, MMA. All
Or
right.
do you want to hop on? That
I'll come on that later on.
Later.
Yeah.
Let's hop on that
So
later.
Carlos,
We'll
show us
text him.
Gotcha.
you know,
Oh.
the thing. Yeah, because I know nothing about this Facebook coin. I just know you mentioned it.
Well,
I actually never researched
Well,
any of
Facebook
it.
just announced that they're going to be releasing that they're going to be going into cryptocurrency.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna release a coin on WhatsApp and Instagram. That way
Damn.
you can send money in WhatsApp. You know, like
Yeah,
kinda
I've been noticing they've been wanting to do
currently
that.
you can do. Well, it just they just announced it, so we don't know how it works or how it's gonna
Mhm.
function. But what we can assume is that it's gonna function very similar to what to because you know how you can already send money on Facebook Messenger.
Yeah. They do it through like Venmo and what was it? Nell?
Mhm.
Yeah,
It
well,
starts. It
I don't
with
buy
L.
prostitutes through Facebook, so I don't know.
Oh shit.
Back to the escort for $350. So like the qualities that you can get for this escort are definitely gonna be like you get to choose the hair color.
No man.
You get that.
So anyway, I mean, whenever you send money through through Facebook Messenger to someone else, to for your friends or family or whoever, the banks they always take a cut out of that.
Yeah.
Right,
It's not
right.
percentage or anything. With
Yeah.
this, nobody's gonna take a cut, and if anything, Facebook will be the one taking a cut. Because
And
I mean,
right.
yeah, whenever you transfer digital money, someone it always has to go through banks, and banks always take a cut.
But is
Yeah.
Facebook going to take a cut or no?
Well, with this cryptocurrency, we don't know yet. But at least with they're trying to kind of disrupt the
Yeah, the whole.
Well, the only
yeah,
way to
the
do
whole-
it is probably if they take like a really small cut, right? As opposed to all the other places.
Yeah.
I mean, even if they do, I mean, we can speculate that maybe with Bitcoin going down. I mean, imagine if this, because J.P. Morgan, they also announced their own coin, but it will be linked to the U.S. dollar. One coin equals $1. That doesn't really. I mean, other than making transfers a bit quicker, it doesn't really fluctuate that much. But with Facebook, cryptocurrency, if we don't know if it's even gonna be matched to $1. One coin, $1. If it's not, maybe they're trying to capitalize on the fact that Bitcoin's going down and all the other cryptocurrencies are going down.
Damn, so is it just going to
I
be?
would like to point out that about 3 years ago, somebody told me that it would never go down. That person is amongst us right now.
I didn't say it would never go down. I never
Judas.
said that. Damn. Trying to fucking pit me down the thing.
From 3 years ago, I'd like to point out that, yeah.
I know,
Hey, but you know what? I actually made money from it, so like.
Can you imagine
Regardless.
if actually the Facebook coin was not linked to any actual currencies?
Yeah,
And it would just
no
mine-
fiat.
It would just out there doing its own thing.
Yeah.
So that would mean that that coin would actually be something that would take.
What do you think? What do you think about these stable coins? Is what they call them. So, stable coins.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, so stable coin. One is it's called like USDC, which is the US dollar coin, where its value is always tied into the dollar.
Well, then what's the point of having it? Because
Well, I think the only point of it is just so you don't use like currency. I guess it would be easier for like trading. Like,
transfers,
yeah.
transfer money, it's cheaper, it's
Yeah.
faster.
Yeah.
Because whenever you send money from from me to you, from let's say I have Chase and you have Bank of America.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to go from
it-
my bank to you. To
It's
your
like a
bank.
16% like wire transfer fee or
Yes.
something like
Yeah,
that,
so
right?
there are a lot of transfers. There are a lot of computers that are like from one bank to another bank, from their computers to my computers to their computers.
Interjection from pretty much the stupidest person in the world. Why can't you just send my money for free, bro?
Yeah.
Besides cash, people always want to cut.
Yeah.
And anybody who owns the server, they always want to cut.
What
Yeah, the middlemans always want the cut.
Dude, what the fuck?
I have no idea what's happening.
For instance, there's no middleman. That's the magic of it. That's it.
Okay, I have another stupid question. Have you ever seen the movie Ready Player One? Or
Yes.
read the book?
Yeah. I read the book
Okay,
and
well,
watched
basically-
the
I
movie.
think I do. I think I have.
I've read the book and watched the
So
movie.
basically,
I was
what
on
happens in the
so- I
book
was
is
on-
like, I'm sorry?
I was on hella drugs, but watched that movie again.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, but the basic concept of the whole thing is like, it's a virtual reality world, and basically virtual dollar or
Yeah, they had their own
Bitcoin
tokens.
becomes more
Prevalent.
like
It became
valued
more. It became
than-
more valuable than the dollars.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a possibility in the future? You think that that's where
Yeah.
we could go?
If cryptocurrency takes off really big, because that was the point of Bitcoin.
In cryptocurrency, you'll be able to get a
Bitcoin was
$200
supposed to be
escort
disrupt
for
the
about
entire
$100.
world economy. What?
What?
So, but obviously didn't do it.
Uh-huh.
Or at the very least, not directly. Because, I mean, look at all these coins that are popping up, all these ideas and technologies that are coming out of just cryptocurrency. And I think even though Bitcoin did not directly, poking holes at the economy of the world, at least it's, seeding the idea
Okay.
to start.
Interesting.
Okay. All right, next story. So this Saturday, there's gonna be some
Fuck
fights,
yeah, bro.
some fights going on.
Is that what you want to talk about?
Some
Yeah, bring
motherfucking fat.
So let's see.
Good. You want to talk about it? Or?
So I mean, I was already kind of showing these guys a couple of these fights. I mean, the thing to be most excited for, obviously, is going to be the main event. So Anthony Johnson's going to be
What are
fighting
you talking about? 'Cause I have no-
UFC.
UFC.
So so there's a UFC that's coming up this Saturday,
Saturday.
right?
I thought high school students fight.
Hell yeah! I mean, that
That's
shit goes
actually
down.
that might be the main event this Saturday.
Shit, you all
Because-
talking about some high school
Oh,
fights?
yeah.
We can do that shit.
Hey, so let me just interject here and just put a little story. So when we were kids, this is not illegal, by the way, because this is what's that like?
You have
if
to
it already
commission a
happened-
fight.
No, huh?
You're talking about like commissioning fights. And
No, So when we were kids, we kind of had like our own underground fighting ring. And
I mean, the first two rules were not to talk about it, bro.
Yeah, I know, but
Why are
we're digging
how are you
up
gonna
the
get
corpses.
publicity if you don't market?
I mean, it wasn't about see, awesome sellouts.
So we were just a bunch of kids, and we would just go up amongst our friends and be like, "Hey, you two should fight." And then we would just set it up in my backyard, and we would just have people. We would have ringmen, like cutmen, and everything. We're like putting Vaseline on their faces, and we had our friends beat the living daylights out of each other.
We
I
would
can
beat the
neither-
brakes out of each
I
other.
can
Yeah.
neither confirm nor deny. But this Saturday is going to be a UFC 235.
Yeah.
All right, this is fucking like
This card is stacked.
it's so stacked that it's stupid because the marketing is just going for John Jones, which you just said is the most exciting fight of the day. I disagree. I mean, that's probably going to be like, it's either going to be like really boring or he's going to finish him like real soon.
I highly doubt that
You
because
going
of the
for
way
Anthony
Anthony Smith's
Yeah, Anthony Smith.
Anthony Smith's finishes have been they're not to be
Underestimated?
underestimated, at all.
I mean, I'm hoping he wins. Don't get me wrong.
Shogun Rua went on to win a war afterwards. After that Anthony Smith lost, like that, a lot of people say that he was fighting a broken fighter, like like Shogun Rua was like just this old dude that he was beating the shit out of, which I beat the shit out of like an old man before. It's like it makes you feel alive, So like, it's I'm letting you know, like beating the shit out of like an old man, like he did, like it does like offer like, hey, like it's just an older fighter, like he was on his way out, but Shogun Run went on to win a great fight afterwards, and no one really takes that in consideration. Anthony Smith did not beat like a broken man, so. Like afterwards, if you put him in perspective for going up into a world-class fight like John Jones, he just shouldn't be underestimated because John Jones was underestimated a lot of the times going into his like championship fights, and he might throw a right hook, a left hook, anything in the pocket and knock this dude out. Like his power is not to be underestimated.
I agree, and not with the Shogun Rua fight. I mean, he knocked out fucking Hector Lombard. Which is like
Yeah,
way
that was
more
amazing.
impressive. That's
Yes.
like, holy shit. That just
That
shows
might have
you
been
how
stopped a little bit
powerful he is.
early, but
How many
yes.
seconds did it take him?
You saw that fight earlier today.
sure.
That was the one where you said that the referee stepped in too early.
The one
Bec-
of 15 seconds?
Yeah,
He hit him with the 1-2 and he
I showed
fucking
him the
dropped it? Oh, okay.
no. I showed him another one, Johnny Walker. I showed him that.
That, okay, yeah.
one.
That's
That
going
was
into
insane.
that shit. Like, Johnny Walker knocked out that dude in like, what, 14 seconds?
That was the guy
something
that
like
threw the kick that missed, but would have been a foul
Soccer kick?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because in Pride, you used to be able to
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
I-
What was he thinking? That
it was
crazy.
bad. Like if somebody's on the floor, like all fours,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
On UFC, you cannot soccer kick.
You can't even knee him in the face. Or
You
nothing
can't even
like
knee him
that,
in the face
yeah.
or anything. So that guy threw a full blown kick.
went all
Like,
out.
yeah, it was with intent to murder, right? Like so, like he threw that shit and missed it. Right afterwards, like he got down and he whipped the crap out of that dude.
Yeah.
No, then I think what happened in that case is that he was going to kick him, but then he's like,
Yeah.
oh crap. And
Yeah.
he's just gonna like pull
You could
back
tell that
and-
there was a split second. He was like, "Oh shit, what am I doing? I'm just going like straight up murder."
That was street fighting shit.
yeah, that was some street
That's all
shit.
right. It was Hadouken shit. It
Yeah.
was like,
For real.
that's what it was. But continue.
Yeah, that guy. They're saying that guy. Well,
That guy's
it's-
an undercard, just after about less than a month worth of fighting away. Like he's just gonna fight another
He
fight.
knocked that guy out so clean.
Oh yeah, that dancing when he was getting fell down and he was like, and I was just like, should I put $1 in his shorts? Or like, what's going on right here?
I think I should give him $1.
Yeah, but he knocked that dude out so clean, and he didn't get hit once. That he's like, you can fucking fight next month if you want to, bro. Like you, the doctor was like, you're
No
good.
injury.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're good. So he's gonna fight this month.
So first fight, and then let's go down. What's the next fight down from the main event?
Well, I'm gonna start from the bottom. From the bottom,
The
it's
bottom.
gonna be Diego Sanchez,
Diego Sanchez.
fucking legend. You know,
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a fucking.
he's a
legend.
fucking legend.
I just watch UFC. I don't.
He watches it with us,
That's
so
all right.
like
We'll
his.
get you
I don't know who's fighting, but I just like because it's better than boxing.
All right, so he's going
He
against.
just likes watching people beat the brakes off each other.
You're gonna like Diego Sanchez then.
Yeah,
He's gonna go against Mickey Gall.
Gall.
Fucking Mickey Gall.
Little Mickey coming over here to beat some ass. I'll Twitter you, and I'll Twitter you, and I'll Twitter you.
Why are you doing this?
So they're gonna go against. I'm pretty sure Mickey Gall's gonna take him. I mean, Diego Sanchez.
If Diego Sanchez loses that one, he might actually quit. I feel afterwards. I feel like he's had a horrible fucking line of fights.
They've been saying that for like the last 5 fights.
It's all
Dude,
right.
just
They
retire.
put him on there. He had one of the fights of the year. They're gonna let him fight until he dies. All right, like
He
it's,
dies,
Until he
dies.
gets
it's all right, dude. I will fucking press that dude against the fucking canvas and hit him with a frying pan 15 times. People will pay for it. I'll keep on doing it.
Some and then you got Jeremy Stevens against Zabit
Beat.
Magomed Sharipov. Yeah, I actually said that right.
Did you say it right?
Yeah, I did.
All right, cool.
Yeah, that was gonna be crazy.
That is insane. That was one of the fights that saved that card with Khabib. And remember, because that card was kind of falling apart
Oh,
when
yeah.
Khabib
Yeah, he went
was
to war.
supposed to go for the championship against who?
He was supposed to. What you talking about? Tony Ferguson and
He was So Tony Ferguson dropped out, and then it was supposed to be. That's another great fight. It was supposed to be Max Holloway. Remember, and then he couldn't make weight, so then that's how that
shit
fight
was crazy.
It was crazy. If we have these fights here again, like these things will be a little bit more like less one sided in the sense that like you would have known those fights were to die for.
Yeah.
Because these guys were beating.
So
the-
fight of the year.
oh yeah, fights of the year, like really great. But I mean that's another great fight, and that's still on the preliminary card, right?
yeah, it's still prelims, but also Zabit. They've been trying to get him to go against Yair Rodriguez, which I don't know if you know about him.
Yair Rodriguez.
So
Fucking
Kevin
El
saw,
Pantera, Yair Rodriguez.
Kevin saw that fight. Kevin saw the fight where he threw upwards elbow against the
Oh,
Korean.
dude, that
Remember
was
that shit?
That
the
was
Korean
crazy.
zombie.
I lost.
Dude.
Yeah, and then
the
he got
crazy
up
dude-
like,
Ow.
homie, I ain't the guy.
And he was
I
like,
ain't the
didn't he
guy,
have like
'cause
a
I'm
broken?
stepping on him.
This motherfucker.
Stamping on him.
He had like something with his leg was fucked up throughout that whole fight. He had like a terrible camp. He was like hurting from like his liver or some shit. He was like sick.
Like, the last UFC fight where some guy he was like the finals or something, and then he tried to throw a punch. And he came like right in the beginning. Remember that we watched it last weekend? Yeah, like he went to throw like a punch, and then like he kind of like stepped a little bit sideways or something, and like he went like oh, and then the guy that was standing in front of him, he just like knocked him out.
No, because I showed these guys so many knockout fucking reels that it's like it's ridiculous.
We watched it on the TV.
I know. We watch tons of fights on the TV, and I'm doing drugs like 24/7. I like.
Whoa, that shit was.
I come home, like one time I was not home for a while, and I literally just came home, and like it's like, dude, you're fucking drunk, and then just like ate some pizza, tucked them into bed, and then fucking I went to my parents' house.
What the fuck?
Yeah. I thought that was after the fucking fight with Kane.
That shit had me.
He came
fucked
over and I got
up,
all
man.
fucked. I drank like a couple extra beers since my boy got knocked out. What's up?
Dude,
if
I
you
was
guys
so
got knocked out, I
depressed.
drink a couple extra beers.
I think the worst part of that fight was that there was 2 guys in the room who celebrated that so bad, and I was like, I had been waiting for this Kane fight so bad.
That's why I invited you over because I knew you'd love him.
Yeah, and then
you
everybody was
started
like
crying?
celebrating
Did
that
you
Kane just like it wasn't even satisfactory of a
you cry?
loss. He just like twisted his shit, and I almost cried. I
His
cried on the way
ACL
home.
blew
It's
out.
all right.
His ACL blew out. Let's move on to the main card, though. Who's on the main card?
All right. Well, no. First of all, I just wanted to say, Jeremy Stevens came off a loss from like Jose Aldo, and he was like mentally. They were saying that he was like fucked up after that loss. That he was like having
Jeremy
blackouts.
Or just because he got a concussion.
No.
Like he was like suicidal and stuff like that.
Jeremy
Yeah.
Stevens was on a fucking
Who
tear.
the fuck is that guy?
He was on a
fuck is
fucking
this
tear.
guy?
That's how he got this. But Jeremy Stevens has knocked out guy after guy after guy after guy to go up against Jose Aldo and get wrecked with a fucking shot to the body like that, which people can considerably say while they were in that arena they heard. It was it hit him right in the side, and you saw his face cave in. And he was just like, drawn back. Like, that was a knockout. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was a shot not to be reckoned with. And people say that, like, Jose Aldo has come back from that. Like, he has literally come back from that, and now he's making, like, a tear at the belt for the last time considerably in his age. Like, I really, really feel like he kind of got knocked off the map. And how? When he had been, like, probably a six fight like win streak?
Who, Jose Aldo?
No, Jeremy Stevens beforehand.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so he has something to prove coming back into this against a very young newcomer who is very, very talented.
Yeah, he's like throwing spinning shit. and
Doing
he's really
spinning
good.
shit left and right. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Main card?
So, going to the main card, we got Cody Garbrandt. He's coming back with Pedro Munoz.
Ex-champion.
Yeah.
Ex-champion versus the
Cody Garbrandt
newcomer.
got knocked out by like TJ twice.
hmm
So
What?
Cody Garbrandt, he got knocked out by TJ Dillashaw.
He's going to have really fucked up tattoos like me, bro.
He has a neck tattoo.
Mhm.
Cute little
I don't
fuck boy.
think you have a lot of things to neck tattoos.
Really? I
Yeah.
think there's only like 2.
I see a lot. Pretty much everyone says some sort of tattoo.
This is
about
one of the exaggerations that
Oh,
Carlos
yeah,
will
yeah.
do
This is the
every single
illusion.
fucking
Yeah.
time. It's like,
It's
he'll
just like Conor McGregor has something here.
So if we go off on a tangent here, I don't know if you guys remember the double down from fucking KFC.
KFC.
But this dude decided to be like, dude, it's 5,000 calories. And I was like, no, you're wrong.
Yeah.
And then he's like, no, I'm fucking right. I was like, we had to Google it, and we Googled it. It was like, what?
590 calories.
Yeah.
It says, but I mean, like, who isn't dipping the double down in some dip? So that's like 1,000 calories.
Yeah, I could be convinced.
Yeah. So next fight.
Next one? Okay. You got Tisha Torres, right? Which I don't know if you guys know about Tisha Torres, but she's going to fight against somebody. I don't even know how. I think it's Weili Zhang. It's this chick from China.
Yeah.
I showed you the video.
Yeah.
Shang. Okay.
Chang Chang.
She's fucking. I think this is like the next. She's a little hot, but I think it's like the next up and comer that's going to be a challenger for Rose Namajunas, man. This chick is. I want to see her fight against Joanna if she beats Tisha Torres, but
Is Joanna just a stepping stone? They're just gonna fucking beat that bitch's ass.
yeah, basically. I don't like Joanna.
She's
I'm
gonna
sorry.
beat her ass and then put her name on
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
map.
bro. Yeah, it's gonna be a badass fight.
Next
That
fight.
one for sure is gonna be a war. I can guarantee it. That fight's gonna be a war. All right, then you got Robbie Lawler versus Ben Askren. That one's gonna be a snooze fest.
What are you talking about?
Ben Askren's just gonna take him down. He's gonna
Snooze
go to-
fest then? Anybody that doesn't really get excited for another man pinning him floor due to the floor and pressing him down and imposing his will on him, you're just not
Imposing
really
his
into
will.
fighting, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it's whatever.
Oh my god.
He just wants to see blood.
Just like a good knockout. And then Tyron.
Well, who says that Robbie Lawler won't knock that dude out either?
He might. That'd be
He might.
pretty-
That'd be a separate
pretty cool.
day.
He's every fighter that he's been good against is like he does good against
Against
wrestlers.
wrestlers.
Yeah,
Because he fucking pops him.
yeah. So
Pop, pop.
I feel like we're boring these guys, but we're 2 left. So it's Tyron Woodley and Kamaru Usman. Which,
Dope ass motherfucking fight.
Yeah, I think it's gonna go probably like into the 3rd or 4th rounds. It's probably gonna go.
Second round knockout by Tyrone Woodley, my boy.
That would be awesome. I don't think that's gonna happen.
All I
think
want is
it's
for
gonna
Dana
be-
White to just want to dismantle Tyrone Woodley because he can't get him out of his spot. Because basically, there's like this whole notion that Dana White hates like Tyrone Woodley because Tyrone Woodley's
He
like,
does.
Yeah, and not openly. He's never said that. So
He said some pretty bad shit about him.
it's all right. I say bad shit about all you guys when you're not here. It's
He
all
just
right.
talks shit on all of you.
Listen, you guys are my
$9.
best friends because you won't leave me. Please don't talk shit behind my back. I like. I get an ambulance.
Yeah,
Last
then
fight.
after that, it's just John Jones and Anthony.
John Jones and Anthony Smith. Who do you have? Last round pick. Pick the last 3 fights, and then I'll pick the last 3 fights. And next week we'll talk about who won and who didn't.
Okay, what?
Who do you have winning the last 3 fights?
The last 3 fights?
Yeah. Who do you have? John Jones Smith.
care about
do
the
it.
last
No,
3
no, no, no.
fights.
No,
John
this man wants to gamble.
The whole card, that's like the last ones that I care about. I care about everything else. But
John Jones versus Anthony Smith. Who do you have?
I would love Anthony Smith to beat him, but you have to go with John Jones.
John Jones.
Even in Vegas odds, he's like up 500 or
Yeah,
some shit.
it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. All
You're
right, so
smart.
John Jones, both of us. All right, now next fight. Tyron Woodley.
Tyron Woodley.
Easily.
Because it's like Kamaru Usman's only going to bring wrestling, and then fucking Tyron Woodley wrestles.
Kamaru Usman has not been challenged by a better fighter than him, ever.
Wait, Tyron Woodley only trains with Ben Askren when it comes to wrestling. So
Yeah.
it's like you can assume that his wrestling's going to be like just as good.
Yeah, and the
So
fight
I'm pretty
before
sure
that,
Tyron Woodley's going to take it. And the third one,
Ben Askren.
yeah, you have to go.
Yeah,
with
it's Ben Askren. All right, so let's move on.
All right, you guys.
Yeah, move on. Okay, so I just wanted to chime in a little bit. I didn't want to step in it too much, but I've been waiting on this game for like 2 years.
What game?
Anthem. And Anthem's fucking
Carlos, don't
bombing
you
in their
fucking
reviews.
shake your head at me like that, dude. What the
Dude,
fuck?
talking
And-
about a game, and he's like, I've been waiting for these games. I'm like, what?
No,
No.
dude, we were at E3 in spirit, aka I was at his house showing him a trailer on my phone, and I might have had my pants off, but I was just like, "You gotta check this shit out," and he's like, "Dude, do not pull your dick out." And I was
please.
like, and I showed him the phone, and he saw Anthem for the first time. Way more excited about that than the fucking sexual harassment that I was about to put on him. But like, he
The lawsuit.
he-
I'll sue you.
I'll sue you. I had him watch this thing. We got stoked. It was essentially a game about Iron Man suit people running around beating the shit out of stuff.
I like that.
And it was made by like BioWare, and BioWare has a great track
games.
record.
Yeah.
Like they've
Name
made
some stuff that BioWare's done.
fucking the Star Wars games, like the Old Republic,
Mm-hmm.
the Knights of the Old Republic. They that Jade Empire game. It was basically like an RPG, but like set in like Chinese mythology. But it was like they've made like great story. Mass Effect 1 through 3.
Yeah. Great
Yeah.
games.
Yeah.
The last
The last one, Andromeda, was like bad too. But I'm just saying, like for the most part,
I
they've
think that
had
was the
great
game
games.
trying to interject
BioWare
itself into
used
a
to be
new
good.
culture, aka like they have an advantage of like all this technology. I don't think Mass Effect really went in a great direction with that. Andromeda kind of just fell by the wayside. There wasn't a lot of great games coming out that year.
I heard that the real graphics compared to like the EA presentation was like way worse.
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh yeah, it's always been like that.
It's always
If-
been like that.
If we
Why
watch
is
like
that
Now
the-
that's why EA is dying as a
They're
expo.
Not. They're not dying. That's the problem.
Fight,
Because people,
fight.
Stupid people keep buying stupid loot boxes, and then they want to skip everything.
Or E3, sorry, E3's dying because like E3 is like not trusting like
E3 is dying for other reasons.
yeah. Well, it's
It's like the first Watch Dogs. The first Watch Dogs looked like an amazing game.
At
And then when
E3,
it was-
it looks like
Yeah.
great, and then you realize it goes back to. Well, the thing is, like they relay it back to consoles,
Yeah.
and then the PC ports suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just like no one handling it the way that they were handling it.
Yeah.
But I mean, going back to it then.
We need another Crisis game. No, remember
Crisis?
when Crisis came out.
Yeah,
they
so
were-
none of the computer hardware could handle the
Yeah,
game.
at the time when Crisis 1 came out, that game was so far
Polished.
Yeah, it was
just
far,
pushed
like
it.
technology-wise, it was so far ahead of its
Yeah.
time.
And right now, hardware-wise, it's
It's still actually a pretty hard game to run.
yeah, I know, but right now there's nothing out there like that.
Oh,
For
like
instance-
that.
For instance, my setup, it's almost 10 years old now,
Yeah.
and I have no need to upgrade. I'm running Haswell i5 with a 980 Ti. I have no need to upgrade.
$180. Let's go.
Yeah, I have zero need to upgrade right now.
Zero.
Yeah, and I still average 70 to 100 frames per second on games. So,
But do your friends respect you because of that?
yeah, I have no.
I don't give a shit about my
I have
friends'
no-
respect. Please don't talk shit behind my back.
So, okay, of all the games that are coming out in 2019, what would you guys say is your most anticipated?
It used to be Anthem.
Okay.
Yeah, it used
Now
to be
what?
Anthem.
Well, that's the original subject in hand. I mean, you were so stoked about it, so now it's out, and
And you're like, what do I do? Because this game sucks. So I'm not.
have you
Anthem
played
sucks,
it? No,
really?
yo, you.
Well, it's been
you
okay.
haven't-
Okay,
you
wait.
haven't-
I can't say it sucks because I didn't play it. But
Carlitos.
a lot of the reviews that I've watched. So I'll shout out their names like Joker Productions and stuff like that. They were just saying, it doesn't really have a story. It's just you go in, you shoot stuff, and that's it.
But you're a robot.
Yeah, but like
You're
there's
not a robot,
there's
you're a human in an
Right.
in an
Mexican.
exosuit, but there's no
Perdón,
substance.
perdón.
There's no substance to the game.
It's happened the same thing that happened with Destiny. I loved that in the beginning. I loved Destiny, but then it was like, what now? It's
It
like,
was
no,
the Destiny
you
game
beat the
sucked ass.
No,
I never played it.
Destiny was good in the beginning.
It was never good.
It wasn't.
It was never great. I
never-
hated that game.
Yep, I mean, for the first 30 minutes,
I
it was
treated
amazing.
people in my personal life like shit because I was so pissed that I bought a $60 game that I didn't like, and then my sisters would be like, "Hey, do you want to go out to dinner?" I'm like, "Go fuck yourself!" I would like go out. I would be so pissed about that game. That game sucked ass.
Oh my god. That's so...
It was really good.
$60 down the fucking drain.
Why though? Why was
You
it
know
a
how many
bad game?
$60 escorts I could have bought for that? One.
Oh, well,
What's happening right now? He's going really hard into these escorts, man. I think you need help.
Wait, what did you not
I
like
think you
about
need to
this
see a
game?
therapist.
What did that? Dude, there was no goddamn story. You were just walking around in some fucking world, and then some dudes were like, "Oh, let's explore this little fucking rundown fucking battleship thing." It was like, dude, what the fuck is going on around here? Like, are we in a group? Are we not in a group? Oh, now we're playing live mode. Oh, now everyone's upgraded. No one's progressing fast enough. Oh, I got a little fucking cool skin, bro. Yeah, that's all right. If I wore a blue shirt one day and then the next day I wore a red shirt, would you think I'm upgrading or going left and right? No, you guys would all just call me a fucking like jag that was just walking around. But
that you just bought a loot box.
A loot box.
That's the only way to change your skins.
this is the gayest thing.
What about Mortal Kombat 11?
Mortal Kombat 11
Looks dope.
amazing.
Just one.
It looks amazing.
Yeah, we just watched.
We
the
just
Ja-
saw
the
like
Ja-
40 minutes of trailers from fucking
who's the character?
Johnny Cage?
Johnny Cage, like reveal that was amazing, and that fatality. Go and check that shit out. Is actually one of the best comedic like inner pieces like in a video game ever. That shows that like they're not taking themselves that seriously, but it is.
Well,
There.
I feel like they're going to their roots because the game was always a little bit funny. Like, when you get somebody with an uppercut and all of a sudden one of the
Yeah.
producers of the game's like, woohoo! Like he just pops his face. Yeah. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Babyality.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
shit was
they
fucking
turn into
wild.
baby and they're like,
What's your time right now?
okay, but yeah, I think we should be wrapping it up soon. So that was our first episode. Thank you guys for being here, and then we'll see you guys on the next one. All right. Probably later on we'll probably have a special ones where we're gonna be kind of talking.
In the nude.
Yeah, we'll be talking with you guys. We'll have a plus version.
What the what?
We'll have a plus version later.
Nice.
But yeah.
That's where we go naked?
Yeah.
When do we go naked? He wants to know.
All right.
All right, let's go.
What's out? Bye.